Good morning everybody and welcome to today's garden drills video. Looks like the rain's passed through overnight. We've got a lovely bright sunny morning. I'm here bright and early today because I've got our heads of department phone call at 10 o'clock, so I'll be chatting to Patrick and Jane and the two Bens and Tony and find out what's going on at West Hill. So today I'm going to talk about pitching. And one of the key things that I find with pitching, with nearly everybody I coach who's having problems with it, is that they don't realise how long a backswing they are making. They're making far too long a backswing for the amount of power required for the shot, and then they have to decelerate on the way through to reduce the amount of power, and this can cause either the club to come down into the ground or to club head to catch up and overtake the body and scoop and hit thin shots, or to generally get missed strikes as the ball tends to run up the face and off the end of it when you're not accelerating through, rather than the face grabbing hold of the ball and driving it away. So one of the first things that you can practice at home is to actually find out what length of backswing you're making and to learn to make very controlled lengths of backswings. So one of the things you can do is to put a backstop in like this, which is, if you go too far, you will then hear the clip. So this one is going to be fine for a shorter one, a longer shaft stuck in the ground when you want to get up to these sort of positions. And I would practice trying to find two set positions as a starting point. The first one would be when your left arm is at 7:30 on a clock face here. The second one would be when your left arm is at 9 o'clock on a clock face. So you can put your backstop in so that if you do swing past that position, you'll hear the clip, and then you can swing it through and make sure that when you swing through that your follow through is at least as long as your backswing, if not slightly longer. So first of all, you can start practicing with this backstop in place, but then after a while, if you start to get a feel for where your left arm is getting to, or the shaft, whichever way you prefer to feel it, I feel it in the arm or here, then you can then take the backstop away and then maybe video yourself doing some swings and actually see how far back the club has gone compared to where you think it's gone. Because lots of people I do this with, they think they've stopped here, only to find that when they play it back on video, they're way up here. And with this one, they're very often at the 9 o'clock position when they're only trying to achieve the 7:30 position. So by tinkering about like that, using a video or just asking a friend at home to watch you, you will soon start to work out what it feels like to you. And for most people, it feels a lot shorter than it actually is. And that's a really important thing to work out, because what it feels like to you is what you're going to have to copy to make that controlled length backswing once you're out on the golf course. So once you've done all that homework and you're really in control of the length of your backswing, then you've got to make sure that you get to that finish that's longer. How are you going to get there? Again, just like the full swing, a mini version of the golf swing, you must start from the ground up. It must come from your legs, not from your arms and shoulders. So you can feel those ankles rocking to the left like we talked about with the full swing, causing then the flow up through the legs. So you can really feel the left glute turning and the right knee being pulled in towards the left. And again, most people do not use their legs enough at all when they're pitching. And if I were to do just a half action here and here, you can see even on what's just a half length pitch, my belt buckle is already completely facing the hole, and I've really cleared through with my knees very, very close together. And you can see how that keeps everything absolutely working together through the impact area. So really get those legs working. Once you've done that, the final thing is to then analyse again whether you are clipping the ground in the right place, which is going to be just beyond the ball in the left half of your stance. And again, it should be just a clip of the ground, not a thud of the ground. So if you're not managing to do that, you can check your grip pressure. Make sure again that your right hand is secure here, not tight into the middle knuckle of the index finger and the thumb, because that will cause the right hand to hit and scoop. So feeling the pressure under the heel of the right thumb, making sure your ball position is pretty central, and if anything, making sure your weight is just a tiny bit over your left side to help you to come just enough down to clip that mat beyond the ball. So Once you can do all of those things, you're making a controlled length of backswing, you're using your legs to unwind through to a lovely balanced finish, you're clipping the ground just beyond the ball, you're ready to hit lots of lovely crisp pitch shots on the golf course. And I shall look forward to watching you play some of those into the 18th green when we're back up at the club. See you tomorrow.